Hello my dear you all, welcome to my YouTube channel Maths Master Saman. Today too I am with Press Video Tube. Last time video we discussed translations, but translation was not over. Today we discuss another part of the translations. Now first of all, when you have to effect translations, in some instances you have to find in examination questions mainly, especially you are asked to fully describe translations. Giving you a particular transformation in a set of transformations, you may be asked to fully describe a particular transformation. So it may be a translation that you have to describe. By looking at the properties of the transformation, you can identify whether it is a translation. Those properties of translation will be discussed later on, and that is mainly by looking at the properties of the particular given transformation you can identify whether it is a translation or some other transformation like reflection, rotation or anything else. So if it is a translation that you have to describe, then you have to describe in a certain way. Today first of all we learn how to describe translation. Now look at this triangle ABC here, that is the object, and it has been translated by the vector 4 minus 4. We will see for a while. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Yes, 4 units rightward, 4 units downwards. Yes, it's this triangle ABC has been translated by this vector onto this image A dash B dash C dash. Now how to describe this translation, that is what is important. Then full description, when you fully describe the translation, you have to start with this image. Then if you want to fully describe this translation of ABC onto A dash B dash C dash, you say like this. So you start with the image like this. Triangle A dash B dash C dash is the translation of triangle ABC, triangle ABC, and you have to mention the translation vector. It's absolutely essential to mention the vector, because it is the vector that describes the translation. Without the translation vector, the translation cannot be described and the description is not complete, it's not full. Therefore you have to give the translation vector by the vector 4 minus 4. So that is the full description of this translation of ABC onto A dash B dash C dash. A dash B start with the image. It's convenient to start with the image. Triangle A dash B dash C dash is translation of triangle ABC by the vector 4 minus 4. That is how you fully describe a translation. Right, now we will look at another example. Now the next example, look at this one. This triangle PQR has been translated onto this triangle P dash Q dash R dash. Then we will see the vector 1 2 3 4 5 units rightward, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 units upwards, then 5 7. This is the translation vector by which a PQR triangle has been translated onto P dash Q dash R dash triangle. Then how do you fully describe this translation which maps triangle PQR onto triangle P dash Q dash R dash? You have to start with the image again. You have to start with the image again. What is the image? P dash Q dash R dash. You write triangle P dash Q dash R dash is a translation. It's a translation of the triangle PQR by the vector 5 7, vector 5 7. This is the translation. This is the full description. This is a very important point. Vector, you have to mention the vector in translation, in fully describing a translation. So keep in your mind how to fully describe a translation. If translation needs to be fully described in an examination question, you have to follow this format, right? Now the next part of today's video is this: how you fully describe a translation. Then go to my first video. I have given you several examples, and around 4 examples. Again, try to fully describe those translations, and further examples will be given later on, and we'll go to the next part of the lesson. That is next part that we have to deal with, and very important, is how to find the translation vector. In some instances, you may be given the object and the image. Object image. In such case, and you may be asked to fully describe the given translation where the object and image have been given. Then when the object and image have been given, you can find the translation vector. How do you find the translation vector? Then you get this A and A dash. These are called corresponding object and image points. A and A dash. C and C dash. These two are called corresponding object and image points. That means this object point has been translated onto this C dash image point. These two are corresponding points. This is the point onto which this object point has been translated. This is the point onto which object point B has been translated. Therefore, these two are corresponding object and image points. These two are corresponding object and image points. In this one, this D and D dash are corresponding object and image points, because this D has been translated onto D dash, E has been translated onto E dash, F has been translated onto F dash. So then F and F dash, they are corresponding object image points. E and E dash are corresponding object and image points. D and D dash also are corresponding object and image points, right? Now if you want to find the translation vector, how do you find the translation vector? The translation vector, finding the translation vector, because I told you every translation occurs by a vector. Without a vector, no translation can be described or effected. So therefore, in every translation there is a translation vector. We will see how to calculate that, how to find that vector. To find, if you are given the object and image of a particular translation, you can find the translation vector by choosing a pair of object and image points, B and B dash. You choose. After choosing a pair of object and image, corresponding object and image points, you go from the object point to image point horizontally and vertically. That is what you have to do. You have to see how many, because you know this vector is of the form this represents horizontal movement, this represents vertical movement. Therefore, if you know the horizontal movement and vertical movement that each object point takes to be translated onto the corresponding image point, then you can write the vector. That's what we are going to do now. We by choosing a pair of corresponding object and image points, we try to find the vertical movement, horizontal movement and vertical movement that the object point takes to go to the image point. Then you put them, those two movements in column form and write the vector. So that is what you have to do here. Now we will take this pair of corresponding object and image points and start from the image point. Always start from the image point and go to the object point horizontally and vertically, like this. Then see, you have to go from B rightward. See, you have to go from B rightward. 1 2 3 4. Rightward movement is 4. Rightward movement is 4. You write in the vector, you get a rightward movement 4. Positive rightward movement positive 4. As the moment is rightward, it is positive. Then from that, after moving 4 units rightward, you have to move upwards by some units. You will see 1 2 3 4. That is also how much? 4 units. Then that is upward movement. Vertical movement upward means positive 4. That is the translation vector that maps this ABC triangle onto the triangle A dash B dash C dash. So this is the translation vector. That is how you find translation. Now you can find this by choosing any pair of corresponding object and image point. Now we will see whether this answer is correct. This vector must be the same. By choosing whatever pair of points it is found. By choosing whatever pair of points it is found, it must be the same. Right. Now see, take the pair of A and A dash, object and image points A and A dash, then go from A to A dash. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Yes, rightward 4, leftward. Take C and C dash. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Yes, 4 4. By choosing whatever pair of corresponding object and image points, you must be able to find the same vector. The vector is the same. Right. Now we will go to this one. Now in this example, we will choose E and E dash. This is the pair of corresponding image and object points, and you have to see how many units it has to move horizontally and how many units it has to move vertically to become E dash. We will see 1 2 3 4. 1 2. See, it has to move 4 units leftward and 2 units downwards. Then leftward movement is negative. Then negative 1 2 3 4. Then leftward direction 4 units. Horizontal movement is the top element. And 1 2 3 4. Downward by 2. Then vertical movement is downward negative. Then it has to move, each point of this one has to move leftward by 4 and downward by 2. Now we will consider by taking this this pair of corresponding object and image points F and F1. 1 2 3 4. Yes, 4 inches leftward. 1 2. Yes, 2 inches downwards. Take this D. 1 2 3 4. 1 2. See, points leftward, 2 inches downwards. That's right. Okay. Now we will go to, then here the translation with that translate triangle DEF onto D dash E dash F dash is minus 4 2. We found the translation vector there. So now we will go to this example. Look at the example S. This example where STUV triangle is STU triangle is translated onto S dash T dash U dash. Now we will see. Now again, if you choose a pair of corresponding object and image points and see the movements horizontally and vertically. Now look at X S. You have to go from the object point towards S. Go towards S1 vertically and horizontally and vertically. 1 2 3 4 5. You don't have to go vertically, you have to go only horizontally. When you go only horizontally, you meet S1 from S. So therefore there is no vertical motion. Horizontal motion is movement is 5 units. Rightward means positive 5. There is no vertical movement, 0. Vertical movement, if there is no vertical, you have to put 0. Always in a vector there should be pair of column of pair of elements or numbers, right? Now we will consider this this pair of corresponding points t and u and u dash. Go from u to u dash. Always go from the image or object point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. When you go horizontally only, you meet u1. Therefore, there is no vertical motion necessary. Okay. Then that vector that translates STUV triangle onto S dash T dash U dash is 5, 0. Now you go to this one, the other example. Then here also now see, you can see PQR triangle, object triangle, it is translated onto P dash Q dash R dash. Then we will take a pair of corresponding object and image point. We will take R and R dash and see, and this is the point R dash. If you go here, you have to go downward, you don't meet R dash. If you go here leftward, even you don't meet R dash. Therefore R and R dash vertically in line. See, vertically in line. Therefore go downward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When you go vertically only, you meet R dash. When you go vertically alone, you meet R dash. Therefore there is no horizontal movement necessary. Only vertical movement downward means negative. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 units. There is no horizontal movement. Therefore horizontal movement is 0, vertical movement is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Take another pair of corresponding points in the same example. See whether this vector is correct. Let's take Q and Q dash. Go from Q to Q dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, correct. In this case also the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, correct. So this is the translation vector by which this PQR triangle is translated onto this triangle P dash Q dash R dash. That is how we find the translation vector. That's how we find the translation vector. Then do these examples again and again. Watch these videos again and again, and improve your knowledge of translations. And today's video ends with that. And subscribe my channel. I am bringing you more and more videos, and we will meet with another video tomorrow on translation itself. There are some important parts to be discussed, and stay with me, stay in my channel, and subscribe the channel and press the bell icon also to have the notifications of new videos. And wish you a good day, and thank you very much.